Why, hello there, everybody. It's January 19th, 2021. It's Tuesday, except it's not. It's actually Monday still where I am. I'm on the West Coast, but my computer says that it's already Tuesday because it's still set on East Coast time. And let's continue to talk in terms of East Coast time. So let's talk about college basketball. There are a bunch of games on the 19th, which is, I guess, today we're talking about. I will go over these towards the end of the video. I'm going to start the video talking about games and days that have already happened to do some analysis on how things have gone. I haven't been paying enough attention to how things have been going, so let's break it down in the first, I don't know how many minutes of the video. It's probably going to be a pretty long video, but we'll see. All right, so I've done some different things to the file tonight, and I'm working on some things. I've added something called an underdog slicer right here. This shows all underdogs that the algorithm is picking if you click the underdog button. All right, so for example, on Monday, overall there were 14 games that we had in the algorithm on the schedule. We went 9-5. Our underdogs went 2-2, which means you would have made a little bit of money, but I don't know what's up with this game where there wasn't a line. Something weird in this Mississippi State game. I don't really understand what happened there. I didn't bet it because obviously I wasn't betting at all in California. But so this underdog button is kind of interesting. I'm going to talk about that in previous days as we go through this. But so, I mean, okay day, not great. Of course, the pick of the day lost because anything that comes out of my mouth is a loss. Just if I talk about it, it loses. Of course, I said Stanford, I don't trust it. Sacramento State, I don't trust it. They both win. Of course, just never listen to me. Always listen to the algorithm. That is a lesson. So that was that day. Well, what about the day before when there were more games? On Sunday, there were 28 games. Somehow we go 21-7. Oh my God, who bet this? You guys must have had a good day. Oh my goodness. I mean, a lot of stuff won. I didn't do a video on this day. Okay, how did our underdogs do on this day? 2-2 also, but they all covered the spread. That's kind of interesting. So, all right. A lot of winning. I mean, just a lot of winning. Oh yeah, how did our home teams do? Actually, the home teams didn't do as better. The away teams did amazing. Our away teams going 10-1. You know, I was thinking about this. One thing that I did notice as I was digging through this is take a look at these strings of losses at the bottom with our home teams. And I want to explain what's going on here and what I'm talking about, what I'm going to do here for the upcoming day. So if you look at the bottom, here was okay on the 16th. We're going to start going forward in a minute. On the 15th, it's a loss there in the string here. What I'm getting at is this is a bad day with a lot of losses with our home teams that are slightly being favored with our home bump of 9%. Here's 2 out of 3 losing at the bottom, right? I just noticed this and I'm thinking maybe the home bump needs to go up a little, not be as much, right? It's just kind of thinking that might be the case. So it's something to think about. Anyway, there was another big day here. Sorry, I was talking about this day was 21-7. This is an amazing day with 20-8 on the spread. It's incredible. The 16th was 69-33. More just ridiculous amounts of winning. How did our home teams do on this day? They went 43-20. How did our underdogs do? 1-3 when they were home team underdogs. Overall 4-5. That still makes a little bit of money, probably depending on what the money lines actually were. I think it makes a little bit of money. So the underdogs are not always winning. Looks like they're winning about half the time, but because they're better than plus 100 odds, that kind of makes them a viable pick. So anyway, now let's talk about today, right? I know there are a lot of games, or a reasonable amount of games, 25 games I have in here already. This will change later on Tuesday the 19th. I'm recording this right over past midnight in some time zone in the U.S. And So we're not, I don't have updated lines and updated schedule and stuff for tomorrow that might change in stats and all kinds of stuff. So that being said, here's the preliminary look, descending by margin. And what we're looking for is we're looking for good money lines here. Okay. We're looking, for example, I can say which ones are our underdogs. The answer is there's only one underdog that we have today. So when it comes to interesting picks of the day, Pittsburgh at home against Duke is plus 130. Duke is not the Duke of old. I keep saying this. The margin is reasonable. Even it's a fairly close game, but because Pittsburgh is home there and they're actually a better team anyway, because we only have a 9% home bump, so their margin is 16. So they would be favored anyway, even without the home bump. So that's probably the pick of the day so far, when you're watching this video. But as for all the other games, what else is there to talk about? Well, it's just staring at you. Pittsburgh plus 2.5 is a good pick for a spread. There are no other underdogs, so we agree with Vegas basically on every other game. And we like this line of like Kent State at home against Buffalo, we think is a pretty good line, and kind of out of order up here, being we think Kent State is a stronger team. Ohio State at home against Purdue. I don't agree with that. I think Purdue's better than this. But never listen to me, right? Always, but the projected score agrees with Purdue winning, whatever that's worth. I've seen some interesting things with projected score, but I'm still not ready to do any statistical analysis on it or to worry about that yet. DePaul over Butler, minus 115. Close game, but they're above the 9% margin. Anything above 9%, like Louisiana State, DePaul, if you're going to grab some, if you're going to try to grab a round robin set of home teams, you want to look in this area here where these lines are reasonable. And I would say Kent State, Pittsburgh. Oh man, I'm gonna stay away. I'm just scared. Purdue's a good team. I don't think Ohio State is as good as they had been in the past. I'd say Kent State, Pittsburgh, DePaul, Louisiana State 64. Really? All right, I'll go with Louisiana State at home too. Battle of Mississippi. I don't know. Campbell. I guess, because they're at a 4. These ones that are negative, it's tougher because they're worse teams to begin with. So you're betting on a bad team even though they're at home. So it kind of like, I'd rather cut it off and say that all these that I'm highlighting are the ones that I would do. It would be these 6. And I'd throw those in something like a round robin. So anyway, what else we want to talk about? I don't know. I think it's doing well. I thank everybody that has helped put in scores and things into the Google Sheet. I haven't had a ton of time to do extra monitoring of that. I really appreciate it. It's helping us gather all these stats. I mean, that's what you're seeing here is people that did this for these amazing amount of games, like these 102 games. I think it's Joel and Justin, or I think maybe we're doing it. Awesome. This was a loss, this plus 900, but they covered the spread, though. This weird one. Yeah, they did cover the spread, Mississippi State. All right, I gotta go. All right, so if you do one thing, you think about Duke losing. You think about an angry Coach K losing to the Steel City. Or taking Pittsburgh plus 2.5 in like a parlay or something, because that's a little more reliable. But they're probably going to win. The algorithm likes it up there. All right, guys. Good luck, everybody. May all your picks be doing the best that they can do.